This is the symbol that Christians use to symbolize Jesus, going back to the early Christians in Rome in the 1st century, who weren't really Christians. When you look into the history, they were more like disenfranchised Jews who wanted to overtake the Roman Empire and so on. But anyway, this was the symbol going back to then, and I've asked Christians about this symbol, and I haven't done a lot of research, so forgive me, okay? But into this symbol I haven't done a lot of research. But just look at that, okay? Now, I was just looking at this, and they say, oh, it's a fish, and there's another theory I've heard that because Jesus was born at the time when the earth was going through a thing called the precession of the equinox, was in the sign of Pisces. So Pisces being the fish, so that's why. Then there's the other thing I've been told about Jesus being the fisher of men. Jesus, you know, the fishes and the loaves. I've heard all kinds of things about this, and I apologize because I haven't researched deeply into it, but I just know that this is commonly used as a symbol for Jesus, especially among born-again Christians. Well, through my doodling, look what I came up with. I'm probably not the first person to come up with this either. I drew an eyeball in the center of the body of the fish, and suddenly it immediately takes you to the all-seeing eye of Horus from Egyptian mythology. And is that what this symbol was? Was it some kind of code? Was it some kind of, you know, archetype to explain the transition from the earlier previous Egyptian religion through the mystery schools and later into Christianity? I mean, I'd like to hear people's thoughts on this, but as soon as I did that, this thing took on a whole different energy to me. We're talking now that Egyptian paganism, which is basically, when you look at a lot of Christianity, that's where it comes from. It's just a rehashed version of it. Christianity is a rehashed version of, you know, every other religion ever came into contact with. I'm not knocking Christians. I'm not putting down your belief. I don't believe in it. I think Jesus is a fictional character, but that's my opinion. I wasn't around back then, but neither were you. So, you know, live and let live. If I've offended your faith, well, there's two answers to that. One is, you know, how much faith do you have if you've been offended by what I just said? And two, you know, you can continue practicing. I'm not questioning your beliefs or what religion you come from or born into. But anyway, is the Pisces, the fish symbol used for Jesus, really just an archetypal rehash of the all-seeing eye of Horus to show that Christianity is just basically a continuation of the early Egyptian religions? Or another aspect in it, because the eyeball is missing, is this also a way for Christians to undermine the past or the previous religions of Egypt? Could this also be a way of saying, we blinded Horus, welcome to the new paradigm, you know, the old